and then kind of had to jungle a bit, and he just had a really rough game overall.
Yeah, this is going to be a much better laning stage for the Centaur than it was in that game, though. We've already come. Okay, there we go.
Calling with
Healing Lotus.
Stomp. Yep, back into it. Gonna get stomped. Nope. Double edge is there. First blood goes the way of FY. You can see that Chalice dies shortly after, so it is a trade, but Azure Ray going to be very happy with that. It's going to be valuable for them to continue to get kills in this lane, at least try to. But Dyrachyo, of course, has that built-in healing mechanic with Chaos Strike. He's going to heal up a decent amount. You can see
this is an
bot
important
lane.
Lotus
Ace is
here.
in a lot of trouble, getting chased by Lu and Ench. Trying to deny himself onto the creeps, but not going to happen.
And the
Another
healing
kill
Lotus
goes away
top.
with Azure Ray.
The healing Lotus top went to Chalice, which is very important here. You've mentioned how he's been running out of mana. If he keeps getting the Lotus every 3 minutes, that's an additional stun that can offset that problem in the lane.
Yep.
We will lay into him a little bit here, but here comes the Arcane Boots as well.
Huff Stomp double edge with inside the calling as well. Dyrachyo just tries to man-fight his way out of this into the double edge, though. Chalice will actually get the kill and live, and now Somnus with the Astral, setting up another kill onto Celery. Well, the Ogre has something to say about that, but the Santa's Eclipse is going to be more than enough to provide Azure Ray with yet another kill. 5-1, early lead for them.
I mean, not an outstanding game, but OD is the kind of hero that you want to kill a couple of times if possible, so just slowing it down. The hero sometimes falls victim to kind of chain feeding, where in order to cast your spells and deal damage, you need to be in there, and if you don't have the items to sustain yourself against this kind of ball lineup, you could be in trouble.
Oh,
actually,
wow,
okay, that was not expected. But I mean, I guess at the same time, right?
It is
he was left
1v2.
alone because Chen went mid, so Dyrachyo wasn't.
Game can get something out of this. Swash is going to miss. This is all for a position 5 Ench right now. They'll get it. But obviously, like we talked about, does cost them their CK in the top lane. And now, I mean, Somnus was kind of disappointed to see that hero because he wasn't even in range for XP. He's like,
damage. And the first time he was also maybe a little bit late to the party, so.
And Dyrachyo refuses to give up this tower. We can see the calling come in, along with the ult from FY, already level 6, trying to apply some pressure to Dyrachyo. Quinn TP's in with that Rolling Thunder, looking for Chalice. Looks like that's going to be an easy cleanup for Gaiman. So good rotation overall. Meanwhile, hit a Malice from Ace, but he's surrounded by enemies, trying to go through his Fiend's Gate, but it's not going to happen. He will die. But meanwhile, fight continued in that top lane as Quinn will secure a double kill.
Yeah, honestly, they were not even close to killing
Get
Chaos
that courier.
there. I don't know how that was so easy. That was kind of strange that there wasn't any protection there and that he just got caught, but that's going to cost them a tier 2 tower by the looks of it. Maybe they're going to try to defend. All right, Somnus is here. Good damage.
Finds Ace. That has a lot of damage being applied. So much pure damage. And Sandy's Eclipse to follow. Looks like that's going to be the death of the Underlord. Somnus now finding himself next to Quinn as well. It's going to be a trade, though. Somnus will fall as Celery trying to run away from Chalice and company, but that's not going to happen. So a 2-for-1. The Ench looks like will live as the Zoo not able to fully commit any further.
All right.
He gets deleted. Well, he's still alive. The Astral keeps him just barely alive. In fact, he's going to be able to piggy away. The Stampede will help in that effect as well. The Fiend's Gate from Ace to get deep into the base of Azure Ray is already, they're knocking on the door. And Dyrachyo getting healed from the sideline from Tofu. They're going to have to do a lot more healing than that. They're going to be able to kill off the Ench eventually, as Chalice is now going to die. And just like that, it's a 5 versus 3. There's a song from Lu, but can they combo this?
No.
And his Eclipse is not
themselves, literally, when they can just run at the enemy base and not let them play at all.
Right.
If you go there, maybe you lose a team fight and you fall behind. It's opening the door because you're inherently at a bit of a disadvantage by being the team that's in the pit. Like this, neither team has Aegis, and if you're stronger, you don't need it. So,
okay.
Okay.
All right, that wasn't Enchantress. No longer, though. Another Astral Imprisonment onto the Centaur, who's stuck inside the pit, so he's going to get rooted again, brought back with the Reality Rift into another root. But the Deadshot's going to keep Quinn away, but still, damage is being applied to these barracks. And Azure Ray not showing many signs of life here. Is Lu on the backside, just going to try to help out, but he's already lost the Centaur. And now Somnus on the run. All he can do is go back to base. In fact, he might be back to death. Will be Astraling himself again, but dies again shortly after as the GGs are called. And Gaming Gladiators completely stomp Azure Ray in game number 1. Gracious.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said this reminds you of the series Gaiman had against Nouns. I feel like Nouns fell into the